Welcome to Gamers from Nowhere.
Woo!
Now, it's been a while.
It's been a long while. It's been a long day without you, my friend.
It's been a while since I could. Okay, well,
Oh no, now we're going to get stricken with copyright laws.
Yeah, it has been a long time. Sorry, we're both very busy. I've been in school.
I've been working a lot.
Yeah. So, but we'll try to make this a little more regular in the future.
Hopefully.
Well, if that means having to go through Skype or whatever, we'll do that.
Because it's all about you, the viewers.
It's about you, the viewers. Definitely not doing this for our own amusement.
At all.
Yeah, so today I thought we'd just talk about some pretty benign topics, specifically the soon-to-be greatest console of all time, the NX.
The hopeful. Yeah, I mean, we're talking about Nintendo's future here. They're kind of, they haven't said it per se, but it feels like they're kind of putting all their eggs into the basket of the NX.
Oh yeah, I think every single step they've made, My Nintendo. I don't know if you have that. Yeah. I have My Nintendo account. Everything about that, a lot about this quality of life talk they've been to. I think everything is slowly inching towards this big reveal.
I know it's supposed to come out in March, correct?
For now, there's a yeah.
It's supposed to come out in March. When is E3?
June. So not too far after.
So March, April, May, June, the 4 months, yeah?
Yeah.
I wouldn't put it past Nintendo to say, oh, we're having to push it back again, and then they push it back to reveal it at E3.
The thing is, when people have interviewed, I think Kimishima about it, he said that part of the reason they think it's going to be March is they have it pretty much ready. At least that's a prevailing theory. Mm-hmm. But they need more software for the launch.
Which is, a good segue into what we're actually going to be talking about today.
Speaking of software for the launch, we're going to talk about what games we want for the NX, what would the launch lineup look like, what would so that sort of stuff.
Yeah, but piggybacking off of your other topic real quick, or what you were saying before, I believe Nintendo, like you say, has most of it ready. Like they've said that they got most of it ready. What I'm having a hard time believing is that they have not shown anything about it yet.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. It's September. It's coming out in March, which is like what, 5 months away. So, if I'm not incorrect here, I believe that they showed the 3DS off pretty long before they released it. So,
yeah,
it wasn't a year before they released it, but it would have been around this time. So,
I believe the Wii was almost exactly a year showing off. I think it was still called the Revolution, maybe. But I think trailers started popping up for that way before then. So, I'm not sure what they're planning. I think maybe they're planning one giant blowout.
I hope so. We really don't even have an official name for it yet. The NX is not its official name.
Unless it is.
If it is, I will be very shocked. But Nintendo and their code names. I mean, if they went by what their code names were, we'd have the
Revolution, Dolphin
instead of GameCube.
Right. So let's just talk about what we would want to see on the system. What would make it instantly okay, I'm buying this now. What would instantly make you put your money down on it? And I think we could go through. I think we could just take turns on this.
Yeah, that'd be fine. It's not really a top 5. It's not it's just a wish list kind of thing. Right.
So I'm just gonna put 3 games that I think. So we already know Zelda's coming out for it.
Yeah, we already know Zelda's coming out for it. And Star Fox will also be released with it at launch too, right?
Really?
I thought that's what I heard. Maybe I'm incorrect. I thought that the new Star Fox game that just came out on the Wii U would also be released on the NX.
I wouldn't be surprised. But I don't that. But if it does, I don't know anything about it.
Okay, well, I just misheard that then.
It's possible though.
I know that there was talks that they were going to push it back to be released on the NX. That might be what I'm thinking of.
Maybe. So for me, the number I think one of those things would be a new Mario game.
It would have to be a new Mario game that
3D Mario game, not Mario Maker, not 2D Mario.
Yeah, no, I get that, but it would have to be a Mario game that would be unlike any of the Mario games that we've had recently.
Pretty much every 3D Mario game, if you break it down, is that though.
It is. It is. I don't know. 3D Land or 3D World,
right,
was great. I loved that game. I thought it was really good. It's going to be hard to beat that, though. That's why I'm saying you kind of need to go somewhere different with that. I would not mind doing like a sequel to Super Mario 64.
Yeah, I think that'd be interesting. I've also thought about it just because I like it when they experiment with Mario, well, 3D Mario anyway. I would love if they did like because every game almost has a gimmick, right? Well, Mario 64 is just Mario in 3D.
Mm-hmm.
Sunshine's with like water and stuff like that.
Right.
Galaxy is like Mario in space. So where could Mario go next? And my idea is in the microscopic world. Imagine a Mario game where you change sizes. You know. Imagine you like jump around atoms and stuff like that.
Oh, that would be cool.
And then you can like jump, and then you can change size to be huge. You can jump across galaxies and all sorts of crazy stuff.
Okay,
I thought that'd be really cool.
I
of
could
course,
get down with that.
That's just pure fantasy, but
yeah. But no, I could see that. I could easily see that because I mean, they could easily make a mushroom for that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you already have the giant mushroom that makes you Godzilla-like. So I could easily see them making a mushroom to where you shrink. So.
Yeah. So yeah, what would you want? Oh, sorry.
No, I think it's almost a given that it's going to be a Mario game that kind of gets off on the launch with that.
Yeah, I think so. So that's not like a crazy thing.
No, it's not a crazy thing to suspect that there would be a Mario game to come out with it. No. But I think for me that if it were a Mario game, aside from it being like bundle Mario games, like a bunch of them put together, like kind of like Kirby All Stars was,
right?
Aside from something like that, I think that either Mario Galaxy 3 would be a good launch title, a realistic launch title. Not saying that yours isn't, but just I could. People have been screaming for Mario Galaxy 3 for the longest time now, and that would be the best place to shoot it off at. In my opinion. But at the same time, we've not really had... Well, no, that's not true. I won't say that. I was going to say we haven't really had a Mario Brothers 3D game where it's Mario and Luigi doing something, but we kind of have, in a sense. If you look at all the games, they're always like that, because if you play multiplayer, you can play as Luigi. I would like it if there was a game that was the focal point of both Mario and Luigi doing something to change the story up a little bit more than just, oh, hey, Mario's going on. It would be a good campaign, I feel like. It would be a good way to make it multiplayer and give reason for why these other people are there, other than just, oh, well, they were here at the beginning of the story. And it would kind of focus more back in on Mario Bros. As opposed to Mario.
Right. That is a good idea. Just because I feel like Luigi does still fade in the background. And
they just had the year of Luigi just a few years ago.
Yeah.
So what better way of saying, you know, hey, we were being for real. We do care about Luigi.
Yeah. You know what's interesting? Well, okay, this is kind of tangential, but we know that game. Well, we don't actually know this at all. I don't know why I said that, but there's a NX rumor, which is a bit like Bigfoot sightings. So we don't know the validity of this really.
Right.
But there have been several rumors that have said that Game Freak is working on a game for the NX.
That would be great, because that was also another thought from me as well, was if Game Freak were to do something, because we know what that would mean.
What would it mean?
To me, that would mean that we would get another Pokemon game, kind of like how Coliseum
Right.
or Gale of Darkness was. That was another thought for me. Isn't it Gale of Darkness? Am I incorrect?
That's right. I think it is Gale of Darkness. Yeah. I'm not familiar with those games really.
Well, I'm not either, and I would like it to be a little bit more, fleshed out.
Let me say this: Game Freak usually doesn't handle those IPs. They may do some oversight, but in general, they don't really handle them. In general, Game Freak only really does, like, in terms of actual programming, are the mainstream Pokemon RPG games. So there's a lot of speculation that maybe they're going to be releasing a Sun and Moon like counterpart.
That would be cool.
Like maybe like
Pokemon Eclipse for the NX.
Maybe. I was thinking. I thought it'd be maybe something like Pokemon Sun and Moon with better graphics, and you could play on your TV.
Well, and if I'm not incorrect,
which I would love because I like playing on big screen TVs. So
yeah. Well, if I'm not incorrect, NX supposed to be able to allow you to play your games on your TV and then also have it be portable, more portable than what it has been in the past with the gamepad.
Right. I think it's a shift that was partially born out of the fact that, honestly, handheld gaming, 3DS type stuff, is dying. Like 3DS obviously sold well, but most of those sales were from years ago. Those amazing sales, and people really don't play that much on the 3DS anymore. I don't think Nintendo can make a console I'm not sure Nintendo could get away with making a handheld console anymore, or a handheld system rather.
Well, where do you go from having the 3DS XL? Are we dying?
No, we're good. That was just a random update virus protection.
Remember, kids, update your virus software.
Right. Yeah, so I don't know.
It's hard to imagine where they would go from there. It would have to literally be like the game coming out of the screen almost.
Yeah.
In order to make it... Because you can try to say that the new 3DS XLs or 3DS, new 3DS... is their next system, but really oh boy, we have a equivalent of a CPAD. That's why.
Have you seen the last Nintendo Direct? It wasn't very exciting.
Yeah, the one where Bill was missing.
Yeah, that's right. And then Bill shows up at the end with the huge beard or whatever.
Yeah,
he has and there's like the Midnight or the Galaxy
3DS, new 3DS.
That was the most pathetic thing.
I agree, because all it is just a purple 3DS with stars on it.
I think they are wringing out every last drop of money they can possibly get from this system.
I agree.
Like I'm not judging you if you buy this system, but that just, to me, that system, that advertisement was just so wanting in every regard.
Well, it just looks to me like it's a special edition new 3DS. But if it's supposed to be like, oh, well, we have this new feature on it, I never got the gist of that. I never understood it to be that way. And to me, that would be the first time that they've really, in that sense, where they were like, oh, hey, we're holding it right here and this is what we have coming out. It'd be the first time that I've ever seen them do that for a special edition of a 3DS. And think about all the different Pokemon 3DSs that have come out, or new 3DSs. I mean, think about the Sun and Moon 3DS. Have you seen those that are coming out? Those look awesome, but we're not going to see them on a Nintendo Direct be like, also coming is, and then Reggie pulling out his new Nintendo 3DS with the Pokemon on it. It's not going to happen. So to me, it just made it feel like it was supposed to be something more special than what it actually seems like it's going to be.
Right.
So that was very bad marketing on their part.
I agree. To me, did you hear the clock?
The clock from nowhere.
Yeah, the clock from nowhere. It was that was the bell tolling. That was the funeral bell for the 3DS. And I say this as someone who I personally think the 3DS might have had the best software library of any system ever.
I agree with that.
Because it is amazing. Some of my favorite games, I'd say about 3 of my favorite games of all time are on the 3DS. Mm-hmm. So I'm not relishing in its death, but I do think that it has worn. It's long in the tooth, dude. Like, this thing has been around for a while.
It's been well. If you want to throw in the fact that it's not much of an improvement from the Nintendo DS, it is graphics wise, but just the fact that you can make it 3D that nobody really uses. There's not much of a difference, and if you're going to go off of that, it's been around pretty much almost 10 years.